Hi students, a very pleasant and warm greetings to you all. Hope you are doing good. Last session we have seen about branching statements, right? And in this session we are going to see about looping or repetitive statements. Okay, let's see what is looping or repetitive statements. Hope you have learned about those branching statements. In branching statements, we saw if statement, if else statement, else if statement, switch case statement, right? In this looping statement, here in JavaScript, there are uh, the times when the same portion of codes has to be executed many times or with a slight variation, the same coding has to be executed again and again. That is called loop. Okay, so now we are going to study about this looping or repetitive statement. Okay, from the word itself you can see it is loop or repetitive statement. Okay, this JavaScript supports three kinds of looping statements: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. In branching statements means one condition will be there. According to that condition, the true block or the false block will be executed. Here in this looping statement, a condition or a thing will be given. According to that, this for, while, or do while loop makes that same code execute more than 2 or 3 times, right? The number of times and everything will be given there in for loop and all. We'll see about this for loop, while loop, do while loop in this session. First, let's be clear about this looping or repetitive statements. Okay, here looping or repetitive statement means in JavaScript, if you see, when the same portion of code has to be executed many times with a slight variation, that is called loop. Okay, here in looping statement, we have three kinds, that is for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Okay, for loop means that is a very rigid in structure. For loop. First, now we are going to see about this for loop. Okay, for loop has very rigid structure. That means that loop for a preset number of times. That means a number of times will be set there. Only up to that time this looping will be done. Okay, in this JavaScript, for structure is flexible. That is flexible. That means it makes that this type very useful. Okay, let's see the for loop structure. For loop means we'll have the word for. Okay, inside the for line we'll have three sections or three portions: initialization, condition, and increment or decrement. Okay, inside for loop we have three parts. Okay, the first part is the loop initialize a variable. That loop will initialize a variable. That is also the control variable. Okay, in most cases the control variable will be declared as well as it will be initialized, right? That means if you are giving a is equal to 2 means that variable value is declared as 2. Okay, sometimes here we can give it as var, variable a is equal to 2. Like that also you can give. If you are giving like that, the variable is initialized and the variable is declared. Okay, the value of that variable a is 2 and that is declared as a variable there, right? So initialization and declaration is done if you are giving variable a is equal to 2, right? So first part you have seen. Inside for loop we have first part is initialization, right? And the next part is condition. Condition. The second part is the conditional statement. That means it determines the number of times the loop has to be iterated. Iterated is nothing but repeated. Okay, the second part. Condition means it is the it there will be giving a greater than 10 or a less than 7 or a less than b. Like that you can give a condition there. Only according to this condition only the number of looping times will be decided, right? And the third and the final part is increment or decrement. This determines how the value of control variable is changed. That means if you are giving a is equal to 2 means here in this increment or decrement part, you have to give a plus plus or a minus minus. That means each loop, one time if it is processing, if you are giving increment signature, increment sign there, what will happen is it will add 1 to it and again the coding will be executed, right? If you are giving decrement sign there, it will decrease 1 from the value. If a is equal to 2 you have initialized and you are given the condition as a less than 10, if you are giving increment as simple there, it will each time first for 2 it will be executed and next it will execute for 3. Plus plus means it will add 1 to it, right? And next time it will execute for 4 and next time the coding will be executed for 5 till 10 the value will be executed, right? So that is the use of increment or decrement. If you are giving decrement means the value is 2, each time it will reduce 1. 2 means first time it will execute with 2 and next time if it is decrement operator it will reduce 1. So it will execute with 1, right? So here if you see first in this for loop, here we have initialization part first and then condition and then increment or decrement, right? This will be separated with semicolons, okay? So in this for line at the end we won't have semicolon. As soon as giving the initialization and condition we'll have to give semicolon, okay? After giving this line the body of the loop will be given inside the parenthesis, okay? Let's see example for this for loop. Okay, it is in page number 323. Just refer it. Okay, first we have opened HTML tag and then head tag and then title tag, and then we have given the title program to test for statement in JavaScript slash title, and then we have closed to the head tag slash head, and then we have opened the body tag. Inside body tag, if you see, we have script language is equal to JavaScript, type is equal to text slash JavaScript. So with this script line, we are including the JavaScript inside this HTML, right? And then variable no1, that is no1 is the variable. We have declared that, and no1 is equal to prompt of please enter table you want. Whatever you are giving here will be displayed inside the prompt dialog box, right? And then document dot write inside the bracket, inside double quotes we have given h2. H2 is the heading tag, right? H2 means it will have the second heading size, right? Inside that we have multiplication for your need, right? And then for loop here we have given here for variable no2 is equal to 0. So here we have declared that no2 is equal to 0 and we have declared this is a variable. Since we are giving var here, that is variable, okay? And then no2, that is the variable's name, is equal to 0. So the value we have initialized the variable's value as 0, okay? And no2 less than or equal to 10. So this process, this looping will be executed till it reaches 10, okay? And then no2 plus plus, so it will be incremented by adding 1 to it, right? And then we have opened the parenthesis and there document dot write inside the bracket no1 plus whatever you are giving inside this double quotes will be displayed as such, right? So here inside double quotes we have given a into symbol or we have given a x symbol, right? So the x will be displayed as such and then plus no2, the value of no2 will be displayed there, and again equal to symbol will be displayed as such, and then no2 into no1, right? This will be displayed and then br tag. So the next loop or the next output will be coming in the next line, okay? And then we have closed the parenthesis and slash script. We have closed the script tag, we have closed the body tag, and we have closed the HTML tag, right? This program is very easy if you know the for loop syntax, okay? So you just learn the for loop syntax first and then you will be able to write this coding by your own for any program. Okay, here for loop we will see for variable number 2 is equal to 0. So variable no2 is equal to 0. That is the initialization, and then no2 less than or equal to 10. That is the condition. No2 plus plus, that is the increment operator, right? So for loop or the for statement will have three parts. First is initialization, next one is condition, and the next one is increment or decrement. After that it will have the body of the loop, right? And we'll see the output. First we have given the prompt tag, right? So for prompt tag we'll get this script prompt, please enter table you want. Whatever you have given inside this double quotes will be displayed here, right? Here you will be getting the place to enter your uh, opinion, right? Here you can give any one number. You can give 1, 2, 3, or whatever you need. Whatever you are giving here will be taken there in the place of NO1, right? In prompt tag, NO1 is equal to prompt of please enter table you want, right? So whatever you are giving here will be taken as NO1, okay? And inside this for loop, if you see, first NO1, the value of NO1 will be displayed. See here, NO1, if you are entering 3, in the place of NO1, we'll get it as 3, right? In NO2 only we are using for loop. So NO2, in each line, if you see, first value is the value NO2. What value you are giving? 3, right? So the value will be 3, right? So next time if you see, it will increment 1. The value of NO2 will be incremented by 1. So it will change to 4, right? And next time it will change to 5. Next time it will change to 6. Likewise, the value of NO2 will be changing in each line. First we have initialized as 0. So the value in the first row will be 0. Here in page number 323, we have given with a small mistake. In the first line, if you see 3 into 3 is equal to 0, they are given. But actually here NO2 is 0, right? Here in for statement we have mentioned 0. So in the first line, we'll get the value 3 into 0 is equal to 0. Okay. In the next line, since we have used the increment operator, in the next line, in the value of NO2, it will be 1, right? And the next line 2, next line 3, next line 4. Likewise, in each line it will increment to 1 and we'll get the output. How will you get the output? Inside the for loop statement, here you have NO1 into NO2 is equal to here NO1 into NO2, right? So here the value is multiplied and you are getting the result. Only for this looping, every line are same, right? In this line you have to just change the NO2. Here since we are using this for statement, if variable NO2 is equal to 0, NO2 less than or equal to 10, NO2 plus plus, right? So here since we have used the for loop, we'll be able to enter 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each line. It will be incremented and it will stop with 10, right? What is the condition here? NO2 less than or equal to 10. So it will end with 10. So the last line, if you see, 3 into 10 is equal to 30, right? Are you clear? So you just try it for some other coding. Okay, you can just try it you can give some other variable name and you can give some other number. You can enter some other number and you can just rewrite this code using this for loop. Okay, you write another one for loop coding and just send it to me. If you want, I'll just execute it and I'll just send it to you and send it back to you. If you're having laptop, you can just type the HTML code in notepad and you can save it with .html in the name. You can give any one name .html and you can save it. After that, if you're opening it in browser, you can open it. You can double click and open it, and in browser you'll get the output. Okay. So you just try it out. First, you be clear with this for loop. Okay, here for loop, you have to learn this syntax and you have to know what is the use of this initialization, condition, increment and decrement, right? So you just be clear with this. Next session, we'll see about while and do while loop. Okay? Thank you for your valuable time. Stay home, stay safe, take care. Bye.